Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Whiteboard Wednesdays with Werner. And we've got Richard with us again, and we are going to have a very, very interesting debate, discussion, and it's going to be, would you rather?
DevOps edition.
Exactly.
So debug in prod.
There's only one answer for you, Rich.
There's only one answer you want to hear.
There's only one answer I want to hear, Rich.
And yes,
I also
as far as you know.
As far as I'm aware, Rich has never explained DevOps to a finance guy.
I've not done that. I've not done that. But we have tried to explain it to try and justify more cool stuff from
Yeah, exactly. But
that is a tricky one.
Would we rather do that, or would you rather
debug in prod? We got some sharp finance guys, but I don't think they have the patience to listen to a discussion on development.
Either or.
What am I debugging? Like, is it a Sev 1 or is it like a Sev 4?
The only time it is,
possibly acceptable is a Sev 1.
Is a Sev 1.
Okay, so let's take that off the table. So let's say we're probably talking like a functional but not great kind of situation or a workaround. I'd probably try the finance guys.
I would also try the finance.
I think Sev 3 and 4 is finance. Let's suffer the finance people.
Yes. We don't debug and prod just on a whim. Because we actually have proper processes in place for OCS and how we look after it.
Change controls and things.
Change controls and penalties and all of those cool things. So no, we actually have a proper SLA for our services and platform, and we make that public. And you can go onto our website, oxidecloud.co.za, go down to the bottom and check our SLAs and the penalties. And hence, we're probably more likely to explain DevOps to a finance person than actually debug and prod.
This is hypothetical though, right? Because I don't want to explain DevOps to a finance guy.
No, I'll do that.
Okay, thanks.
Pressure. Serverless for
serverless,
bare metal for everything.
Okay, so this is
do they understand? Let's just
the difference.
Assume, yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so like very, very quick rundown is, and probably this would inform my answer is, bare metal is obviously using the tin. You put down the tin and it serves its purpose. It's got a very specific.
It's not a tuna tin. We're talking about a server or a computer.
A tin full of computer stuff.
Yes.
Correct.
With the central processing units,
not
some
fish.
RAM and so
exactly. Not fish.
If you do put down a tin of fish,
you can do that, but it's much harder to program.
Exactly.
Can of fish.
It doesn't really.
Doesn't.
It's not conducive. Yeah. No.
Cans of fish don't scale.
Does it count as a container?
No. I think we're getting a bit derailed. Okay. So I got completely derailed.
No, it's fine. So containers. Well, serverless.
Yeah. So that's the more traditional architecture is not serverless, but bare metal. Bare metal, and we call this traditional because that's how things were before. We've evolved virtualization, containerization, basically making things more dynamic, more scalable, and more distributable and flexible.
Yeah.
So that's that sort of moving from a rigid, fixed architecture to a very dynamic, scalable architecture.
It's also about responsibility, right? I mean, so if you go bare metal, you absolutely have way more control. You can load what you want. You have complete control over what kind of software you want to load, the operating systems, the runtimes, all of that, right? So you have a lot more control, but with it comes the responsibility of maintaining it, looking after it. Whereas on the other side, in terms of serverless or anything kind of in between, every stage up, virtualization, any pairs kind of stuff, containerizing, and get to serverless, you have less responsibility in maintaining that, but you also relinquish the flexibility and control, right?
Yeah.
So which one? Is there a either or scenario? Well, I guess there's usually something in between.
There's usually, and I mean, I guess I suppose what we strive for is, because we found with our customers onboarding onto our cloud, we found that there's almost always a combination of sort of a bare metal type service that they need to just land, as well as they're trying to modernize or have modernized or are very far on the line of modernizing. And so with our sort of cloud estate and our cloud stack that we offer, literally to the point where we let customers colo with us. They can bring their tins of computers.
Yes.
They can bring those. plug them into the racks. We can link them into our estate and start offering them various cloud services so that they can get stuck in with the enterprise data center with all of the various benefits that comes with.
Absolutely.
As well as then the modernization journey. We have everyone from every side. Now, if taking all the way back to the beginning, as a DevOps guy, specifically DevOps, I like as going as serverless as possible because of the resilience it gives you.
Absolutely.
As well as the efficiencies it gives you.
Yeah.
It's small and it's dynamic and it can move.
Absolutely.
That's where I like to build when given the choice, but you don't always have a choice. Some stuff needs more rigid, structured architectures, and you build what's right.
Yeah, I think, it's we have the ability to be fully hybrid, so we can bring in the tin and we can bring in the bare metal. But I think, as you say, the way that modern technology is going, the introduction of artificial intelligence into that real-time kind of data processing and that type of story, flexibility is always going to weigh a lot heavier, or carry more weight in terms of capability than, owning a piece of tin. So in that context, for DevOps, I would say go as close to serverless for everything as you can.
Yeah.
Or, at least, start working.
Yeah, work toward that.
Yeah.
It's a great goal to have.
Let other people worry about the infrastructure.
Yeah, that's the thing. You actually want to offload it. It's nice when I wear my developer hat.
Yeah.
To think, I don't care where this application sits, it just must work.
Correct.
And if something happens there, it must move. I don't care, it must just be running.
I think we've got that covered.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rich. Neither.
They both sound terrible. It's somewhere in the middle.
You know what? I don't like either option.
No, those are both.
If that's an either or, I'd rather exit.
Exactly.
I would suggest we don't do anything.
Then I want to turn off my computer and go to the bush.
I think so too. So, and the reason is that you can obviously build Kubernetes on EC2, and it's
absolutely
probably the better way. Yeah. And I think then at least you can, fight the ducks in terms of containers on that.
Yeah. You're going to still have the ducks in the EC2, but it's only one EC2, which is a resilience problem. But they both just sound like admin nightmare. That's one of those sort of fine-tuning kind of balancing acts where you got to.
So what's the alternative?
It's a combination. It's more the middle ground, really. You don't want one because then you have that single point of failure, and also recovery on one giant one could be a nightmare. And you also don't want necessarily a million tiny little containers that are all distributed all over the place, because that becomes a huge administration pain.
Yeah.
So it's sort of somewhere in the middle where you kind of want to have sort of reasonably sized blobs that have a bunch of the containers.
If you're going to do Kubernetes on EC2 in production, you obviously have to split it out. You can't just have one EC2 instance because you're going to run into problems. But you also don't want to have a bunch of containers unmanaged, unpodded.
Exactly. Then you lose that. You lose all the benefit of the.
Well, it's like trying to herd cats. It's impossible.
Exactly.
So it's one of the ones that's actually neither.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of neither.
Neither or.
Neither or. Yeah.
Instead of an either or. So I think if you're going to pick one, I would rather have a bit more control, run the EC2, but make it spread out so you have multi-masters, multi-workload worker nodes.
If you could have a few EC2s,
yes, but if it's one, I wouldn't go with just one. Not in production.
No.
Dev, no problem.
Yeah.
That's your problem then.
Yeah, exactly. That's the dev's problem.
Yeah.
And so it's my problem. You're right. That is my problem.
It would be your problem.
Yeah.
If it was in production, I'd make it my problem.
Well, then it would be your problem.
Exactly. And then we don't do that.
Okay.
So in OCS, we don't do EC2.
No, we don't do EC2. We could emulate that. But actually the beauty, particularly in our PaaS component, is you don't have to have the admin nightmare of a traditional EC2 of VM style architecture where you are responsible to build it, to then maintain it, and
Exactly.
Rather, we'll just deploy you a Kubernetes-as-a-service, and then you can just throw your apps into it.
Container native.
Container native. It's got built-in storage drivers, ingress controllers if you need to use them, so you don't have to go and manually add that yourself. So it takes a lot of the platform architectural overhead off the plate.
Correct.
Not just from a build, but also from the day to ops. Adding more worker nodes, is all automatic.
Yeah.
It scales up, scale down. You can set that automatically to automatically increase and decrease the resources, as well as connect everything up and do the whole lot for you. So you literally just make sure that your containers are running in there and doing what they need to do.
And that would be the right way to do it.
I think so too.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your time.
Have a good one.